Hi there. Welcome to Wednesday, episode 3 of Fuck, I Need a Cocktail. Presidential theme today, specifically the Venezuelan president. Guys, it's pretty bad. Venezuela kind of became a dictatorship over the past few weeks. And to talk about that, we're going to make the El Presidente cocktail. It's a rum cocktail, a stirred rum cocktail. It's actually a Cuban cocktail in origin from the 20s, named for Machado. Didn't go well for him, and Nicolas Maduro, who's in charge of the Venezuelan government for the moment, is currently being charged with vote tampering, about expanding his constitutional powers, and people are rioting in the streets and attacking government, troops, and it's bad times in Venezuela. So let's talk about it and make a nice Venezuelan rum cocktail. Like I said, originally Cuban. El Presidente is a stirred rum cocktail. It's kind of unusual that way. Frankly, it's not a very good cocktail because of that. But to kind of honor Maduro, we're just going to change it to, work the way we need it to work, just like he is doing with the Venezuelan Constitution. Starting off with Santa Teresa, lovely rum from Venezuela. There's only really 2 distilleries to speak of in Venezuela. You're going to have the Santa Teresa products coming from one, Diplomatico coming from the other. Kind of can't go wrong. Everything they do there is great when it comes to rum. 1+. We're also going to do a little bit of dry vermouth. Still on the scene is that imbued dry vermouth. Lovely American dry vermouth. Really big flavor on this one. A lot of different places that you can get flavor in your vermouth. You can get it from the alcohol, that is the brandy, or grain alcohol, the actual wine, or really the herbs. This has a really beautiful balance of wine and herbs in it, and love using it for these richer style of cocktails. Playing the part of orange curacao today is going to be Grand Marnier. Not a perfect sub, but it's hard to get people to complain about Grand Marnier. 100 degrees in my house right now, and I can tell you at 100 degrees, the aromatics coming off of this bottle are amazing. Lastly, just a tiny bit of grenadine. That's just going to sweeten up what was already a sweet cocktail. This being an all-booze cocktail, we're going to stir it. Now, that's kind of why this cocktail stuck around. It's like, oh, look, it's a stirred rum cocktail. You'll frequently see it as a white rum cocktail. But I seriously doubt that rich people in Cuba in the 20s were drinking white rum. They were probably drinking very lightly aged rum, but I'm sure it was in wood. So normally, what you would do at this point is stir this and put it into a cocktail glass. That's kind of why I don't like the drink. That's a little chewy. It's a little too sweet. It's a little too cloying. So instead, to talk about how dictatorships work, we're going to take nice big block ice and we're going to crush it. And we're going to make this drink like a julep. Now, we just put that big ice in this Lewis bag, nice hard canvas Lewis bag. Then we take a mallet. Now, let's work this into a metaphor. The mallet's the dictator, and the ice is the will of the people. Anyway, so now that we've crushed the will of the people, we're going to load up a glass with some nice crushed ice. Strain what would be too sweet of a cocktail on top of that crushed ice. Like I said, make it work just the way we want it to work. And now we've really got something that's going to work well for our needs in such a hot weather day. A lovely El Presidente cocktail on crushed ice. What do you garnish this with? I would garnish it with a little mint sprig or something, but sanctions, no mint. Other presidential news. Donald Trump says that the Whitehouse is a real dump. Just a dump. Just a dump. He's telling that to people at his golf club. And in Brazil, the government is voting to see if they're going to keep the president or try him for corruption. So stick around for more presidential news tomorrow. Probably talk about the dump that is the White House. Maybe make some caipirinhas. Fuck, I need a cocktail. Signing off.